All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're stepping right inside Haruki Murakami's iconic novel, Norwegian Wood. But here's the twist. We're not just going to read it. Oh no. We're going to pull up a chair at an imaginary roundtable where the book's deepest themes get explored by some of history's absolute greatest thinkers.
And, Murakami himself really sets the stage perfectly for what we're about to do. He says memory isn't fixed, it expands and contracts. And that's exactly what we're going to lean into. This isn't about plot points, it's about that fluid, almost living nature of memory that just soaks through every single page of this story.
So, this is our invitation to you, taken straight from the novel itself. We're not here to dissect anything, not really. We're here to listen, to just sit in that quiet, contemplative space that Murakami creates so brilliantly.
Okay, so full disclosure, right? This roundtable, it never actually happened. Of course not. But think of it as a creative framework, a thought experiment designed to see what happens when you take these huge, profound ideas and let them bounce off the novel's biggest questions.
So, let's begin. Our journey starts right here, with an invitation to memory itself. We're going to sit with the ghosts of Norwegian Wood, Toru, Nako, Midori, and explore the choices they face alongside some truly incredible minds. And just so we're clear, the goal here isn't to debate or win an argument, it's to explore. We're just going to gently circle these big ideas of memory, love, and loss, and just let them breathe. Kind of like Murakami's own writing, right?
Okay, so let's get into our first major theme. This is where we get to the absolute heart of the novel's central struggle, the relationship between our past and who we are right now. The big question is, how do you escape the labyrinth of what's already happened?
I mean, think about it. This is the question that just haunts pretty much every character in this book. If you strip away all the stories you tell yourself about your past, what's actually left? Who are you then?
So our first voice at the roundtable is Simone de Beauvoir, and her idea is fascinating. She basically suggests we're all like actors. Memory hands us a script, maybe you're the grief-stricken one, the quiet one, the resilient one, and we just perform that role, often without even realizing we have a choice.
But then James Baldwin chimes in with this powerful counter-argument. He says, hold on a second, we're not passive. Identity isn't just the script we're handed. No, it's the active, conscious struggle with that script. It's all about what we do with the past.
And then you've got Nietzsche, who just takes it one giant leap further. For him, the ultimate act of self-creation is to completely transcend memory, to just refuse to be defined by who you were. It's this incredibly radical call for freedom from our own histories.
This all leads to a much darker question, one the novel really forces us to confront. Toru clings to his memories of Naoko so tightly, but is that memory a sanctuary that keeps him safe, or is it a prison he can't escape?
And what's so striking is how all these thinkers come together on a single, powerful warning. For Joan Didion, memory is a shelter, but the door locks from the inside. For Virginia Woolf, you become a ghost in your own daylight. Ocean Vuong says the present becomes a rumor. And for Proust, you're just wandering a beautiful room with no doors. I mean, wow. Each of those just perfectly captures Toru's dilemma, doesn't it?
This labyrinth of memory leads us right to our next big theme, the weight of connection. This is where we explore the novel's central paradox, how the search for love can lead to both profound intimacy and, somehow, unbearable solitude.
Really, the entire novel pivots on this choice for Toru. On one side, you have Naoko, representing the pull of the past, a love rooted in shared grief. On the other, you have Midori. She's the chaotic, vibrant call of the future, a love that demands he be fully present. When you boil it down, it's a choice between memory and life.
Which brings up a really interesting question about what love is even for in this story. Is it a medicine meant to heal us? Or is it more like a harsh light that just exposes all the fractures we've tried so hard to hide?
Well, the poet Rainer Maria Rilke offers this really beautiful idea. He says love doesn't come to fix us. Its purpose is to be a lantern, to illuminate the dark, forgotten rooms inside ourselves, so we can finally see what's actually there. Then you have Sylvia Plath's view, which is, well, it's a lot starker. More brutal, really. For her, love is an agent of exposure. It finds our weakest points, our deepest vulnerabilities, and makes them painfully visible. There's no hiding. And then Elena Ferrante sort of provides a bridge between these two ideas. She argues that love is like a fire. It burns away the comfortable illusions we have about ourselves. And yeah, it's painful, but it's a totally necessary process if we ever hope to truly heal.
So this brings us to our final and I think most critical section. After all the grief, all the memory, all the heartbreak, how does someone actually move on? How do you find the courage to choose life when you feel surrounded by death?
So how do you do it? Well, our thinkers offer a kind of path. Step 1 from Carl Rogers: accept imperfection. True life means being willing to feel everything. Step 2 from Viktor Frankl: find meaning. We honor the past through the choices we make right now. Step 3 from Brené Brown: risk vulnerability. Connection requires the guts to be seen in a messy world. And finally, Kierkegaard's big finale: leap anyway. Life demands we choose uncertainty, because the only other option is the certainty of despair.
And this right here, this might be the single most important realization that Toru, and really anyone grieving, has to come to. This isn't just a line, it's a key. It's permission to move forward without being crushed by guilt. Choosing to live is not a betrayal of those you've lost.
And this just beautifully sums up the novel's gentle, persistent conclusion. Life doesn't force its way back in. It's not some sudden dramatic event. It's just a quiet whisper, a gentle invitation to return, that we can only hear when we finally start to listen.
So, in the end, the final question isn't really for the characters in the book. It's for all of us. That quiet call to return to life is always there, underneath the noise of memory and grief. The only real question left is, how will you answer?